Welcome to the Gimme 5 podcast, man. I know y'all ain't seen me in a bit. Y'all been wondering, y'all ain't been wondering where the fuck I been. You got other shit to do, bills late, rent due. None of y'all have been wondering where the hell I've been. I don't even know where I've been. But I've been doing some thinking, I've been doing some plotting, and I told myself, well, I didn't tell me, my homeboy told me. Shout out to Trizzy G. And I was like, I ain't got no podcast equipment. I ain't got none of that shit, man. I don't have anything. I was like, man, the podcast market's so overflooded. I ain't got nothing to talk about. All these folks talking about women and men issues, why they hate men, la 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 la. But he was like, you just be you. You just talk about what you like to talk about. So I was just like, you know what? I got on ChatGPT. Shout out to ChatGPT. And I just started typing in ideas. I just was like, man, what can I do for a podcast? Like, you know what I'm saying? I need like 5 things like to talk about like specifically. So then I was like, dang, give me 5. You feel me? Give me 5. Give me, give me 5 on that. That junk came to me. It came to me like clockwork. I was like, oh shit. And then I started just riffing off idea after idea. And I was like, oh, I got something right here. I got something. So, you know, I was like, this is the Gimme 5 podcast. So basically in this podcast, I'm going to have a subject that I want to talk about. And I'm going to break it down into 5 different topics. You know, if that makes sense. I don't know. Some shit like that. Ugh. I don't know. Some shit like that. And so, yeah. And I want to thank our sponsors today because this video is sponsored by God. Sponsored by God. That's just what's going on. You know, hey, we don't have any monetarily sponsors, but we do have a spiritual sponsor, and that's God. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. You know what I'm saying? And this was the time that he was there. So, you know, shout out to God. He's going to be our sponsor for the video going forward, for all the videos going forward. So, yeah, get you a spiritual leader on your team. Get you a spiritual sponsor. I don't know who that may be, but you need to get you a spiritual sponsor to sponsor your podcast. So the topic of this video is basically start with nothing, end with everything. We all get caught up in, you know, society of saying that we need these certain things to start. And we really don't at all. I am literally sitting in my Honda. I am in my Honda right now. No podcast mic. An Old Spice deodorant bottle. If you don't want to be crusty, dusty, rusty, musty, you need to go get you some Old Spice right now to put under your pits. Or put under your tits. We don't know. We don't care. Get you some Old Spice so you can smell nice. Had a little internal typo right there, but it's okay. We fixed it. Just like Old Spice can fix your mustiness. So you need to run down to your local store and get you some Old Spice. Get right. Old Spice. So the first topic revolving around this is starting ugly. You have to start ugly. You got to start dusty, musty, crusty, rusty. In the basement. You got to start raw like Monday night. You feel me? You got to start raw. Like Monday night, no condom. A lot of y'all out here raw dogging these people, but not raw dogging your dreams. You got to start raw. People love ugliness. People want something to connect to because a lot of people who are just starting their journey, they can't connect with these millionaires. They can't connect with these billionaires because they're so far along. Like, if you're Bill Gates and you telling me, man, I started such and such, such and such, I can't take a lot of the people on social media serious because, like, you're not in my shoes. If I see somebody that's on the grind just as well as me, getting it out the mud, I'm going to be more inclined to listen to you because you feel my struggle right now. You feel where I'm coming from. And people like that. People love that. I love a good come-up story, man. I love one. You got to stop waiting for perfection. Nothing is ever going to be perfect in life. And that's one thing that's hard to understand. Like, nothing is perfect. You just got to do... God. You just got to do what you... I'm trying to get comfortable. But you know what? You see that? Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Perfection will never exist. And you got to start with the tools that you already have. It doesn't make sense to go buy a $500 camera or this $300 tripod and stuff that you don't know how to use. You got to sit there. You got to get on YouTube. You got to learn how to do it. You got to learn how to edit with it. You need the editing software. You got to plug that up into your computer. Do you even have a computer? You got to get you a computer. When you got it all on your phone, all you got to do is just get some more storage and record it and get CapCut. That's it. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one cares. No one cares that much. Nobody's going to be there. Oh, this vlog, this podcast, this is so crystal clear. Oh my God. Nobody is doing that. Nobody. And I don't know where that idea came from. And your first time doing this is always going to be awkward. It's always going to be weird and stupid, and you're going to fail. You're going to end this video 100 different times. You're going to end the podcast 100 different times because you don't like the sound of your voice. Your voice sounds ugly as hell. Let's just be real. You sound ugly on camera. Let's just be real. I sound like a cartoon, but that's okay. I'm still gonna do it because some people like the sound of my voice. I don't know why, but they do. Document your come up, man. You gotta document what you doing because like people want to see your progress. Like they want to see that. They because that motivates people more because they know like, oh, you working, so I'ma work. You in the trenches, I'm in the trenches. We gonna work together, and that comes a lot of group of people who are willing to help you because they see that you in the same position. Then it's like, hey, I offer this, and hey, I offer that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be inclined. So you gotta start ugly, man. That's just it. The next topic point we want to talk about the illusion of readiness. Society teaches us that we all need to be ready for something. That is a lie. You never gonna be ready for shit at all. Life gonna punch you in the throat 100 different ways. Fuck your shit up. Bust your lip. Break your ankle. Pinch your big toe. It's gonna feel like you hit your shin on the corner of the table in the middle of the night. You not ready for that. You're never gonna be ready, and that's okay. People, you will sit there and get ready for something your whole life that may never come. You gotta start. That goes back into it of starting raw. You're never gonna be ready. Wait till I get some money. Wait till I get some money to do this. Wait till I get some money to do that. When you're in that mindset, the thing is, you probably never gonna have the money to do it because you're gonna sit there. You never gonna really have the money to do it at all. Most of us are broke. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of us are broke. You never gonna have the money to do the shit that you want to do. So you might as well just start with the little stuff that you got. Just start in the little things. And that goes into building soft skills. Not even the hard skills, the soft skills. You gotta learn how to talk to people. You gotta learn how to do that, and part of that is putting yourself out there. You got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn how to carry conversations. You got to learn how to do these little soft skills to really get the bag. And that shit harder than the harder skills. I got social anxiety. I hate when people look at me. You got to get out of shit because a lot of people not going to want to be around you because you're going to be the problem. A lot of people that say they hate people, we all hate people. Let's just be real. We don't like people, but you got to act like you do. You got to act like you like a lot of shit just to get it done. And that goes, and you're not going to be ready to do it. You're not going to be ready to do it, but you got to do it. You got to put yourself out there. You got to develop like different. This is my blueprint. This is my blueprint right here. And it's so many resources that you can use. The internet is free, kind of. You pay a phone bill and that bitch high. Verizon, you can get information from anywhere. This is my blueprint to what I'm doing right now. I got in the chat GPT and went to work. And I printed this off. It ain't special. It's just a Word document full of my talking points. I went into ChatGPT and talked to it and was like, hey, ChatGPT, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do this. Boom, boom, boom. It sent me out some that was along my lines of what I need to do. And I popped it in, and that's what I'm talking to right now. That's what I'm talking about right now. That's how I developed this. That's how I developed all that. I made this logo with ChatGPT. Now, granted, I did do some edits because it was kind of messed up. But the basis of the logo I made with ChatGPT. It wasn't perfect. I made that. Semi. So it's plenty of resources where you can get this stuff from. It's plenty of resources where you can get whatever you need. And this might not be the logo for a long time. This is just a starting point right now because I want to see where this goes. So this is my starting point. This might not, Now, I got so much stuff regarding this alone and where I want to take it. Just based off that one thought. You got to start with the little shit. It doesn't matter. You got to start with the little shit. Third thing we finna talk about. Imagination. We finna talk about the imagination, man. Imagination is key, bro. It's key. I mean, you got to use your creativity, bro. You got to start from nothing. You don't need that stuff that like I said, bro, you don't need it. I'm in the Honda right now. I'm in the Honda and I'm okay. You can see that one day it's going to be a studio. One day it's going to be a rave. Imagine it. Imagine what you want this to be. I imagine that this is a podcast studio. I imagine that I have an Old Spice deal. I imagine that this is all my merch designs. It's in my mind. When you ain't got nothing else, you got your mind, bro. That's a bar. When you ain't got nothing else, you got your mind. And you have to use it, bro. Imagination is not childish. Imagination is not childish. That's why a lot of people are depressed. And, that's why a lot of people got problems because they don't use their imagination. And then sometimes when they do use their imagination, that's a whole different topic. But because they not using their imagination. Oh, that's childish. That's childish. What you mean? That SpongeBob ass shit? Man, you childish as hell. Every idea comes from a thought. That's so stupid. Every idea comes from a thought. It's so stupid. That doesn't make any sense what you're talking about. Every idea comes from a thought. So what are you even talking about? We are black. We black. Our culture is centered around imagination. Everything, everybody, everything is centered around black imagination. They don't want to talk about that though, bro. Like, being a black person is in demand. Being a black person is in demand, bro. Like, they want that. It's certain stuff in our mind, bro, that people just can't take. And it's certain stuff that we just can't, nobody can replicate. No matter how much they try it, bro, they cannot replicate it. So you have to get paid off of. Why you think most black people are just naturally funny? Why you think most black people can just naturally dance? Why you think most black people can just naturally do a lot of this stuff? It's ingrained in us, bro. So you have to use your imagination to keep that stuff strong. Because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's why a lot of people haven't unlocked their mind, because they so stuck in just thinking a lot of this stuff is childish, and a lot of this stuff is seen as stupid or weird. They can't get out of it. Different ways that you can build your imagination, man. Start making you a vision board. Get on Pinterest, print you out some pictures, make you a vision board, and put all that and do it like that. Script out your life. You can get into ChatGPT and when I tell y'all I use ChatGPT for everything, bro. ChatGPT is my therapist to an extent. ChatGPT to help me write business plans. ChatGPT helped me write a whole plan for my life. Oh my God. Like, I got so much shit in ChatGPT. When I'm telling y'all, get in the chat GPT and just type anything that you want in there. Not anything, but type what you need to type in there, bro. And it'll give you an outline. It'll give you stuff that you can do. It'll give you different things that you need to do. It's a tool, bro. We can talk about AI in another video. That's a whole another video within itself. But it's a tool. Get in there. Use it. Use these resources that are out there. It's free. Use it. Use it. Sit back and imagine. We ain't talking about going and meditating. We ain't talking about doing that. Sometimes you just got to sit in your car. You know what I'm saying? Throw you on some good music and imagine. Listen to some Stevie Wonder. Listen to some oldies. And sit back and imagine. One song that I really love to listen to is Zoom by the Commodores. Zoom by the Commodores. I like to fly away with my mind. Like, that song makes you feel like you flying above the cloud. Like, that song just makes you feel like fly. It just makes you feel like you just flying. And I can only just imagine my life. Like, when I listen to that song, I imagine me just lounging, just flying through the clouds. I'm looking at this cloud right now, and I'm just like, man, when I listen to that song, it made me just feel like I'm invincible, and I'm just flying through it, and just nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch my ideas. Nobody can touch my mind. Nobody can touch nothing, bro. Like, it just make me feel amazing. So, man, you gotta imagine. You gotta do your stuff. Number 4, we're gonna talk about internalized limitations and where they come from. So a lot of these entities that make you not believe that you can do these things, they come from family, school, trauma, peers, wherever it may come from, your job, stuff like that. And we put this all deep into our head. And so if you grew up hearing that you can't do it and you can't do it and you can't do it, then it becomes a pattern of like, oh, I can't do this. That's why I'm so adamant and like, you know, I don't like when children say that they can't do nothing. Like, my nephew think he can do everything underneath the sun. And I tried to tell him the other day, I was like, JoJo, it ain't no way you can do that. You can't do that. And he was like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I said, and I thought to myself, I said, oh, if he believed that he can do that, he can do it. Even though I knew that he couldn't do it. But I shouldn't have told him. I mean, it's some things that are realistic because he was trying to figure out. He was trying to figure out like how you can get the new he's into tech, and he's like 8, and he was like, how can you get the new iOS update on an iPhone 7? And I kept telling him, JoJo, that's an iPhone 7. You can't get that update on there. He was like, it's a video on there telling you how to do it. And he was so adamant about watching the video. And I was like, JoJo, you can't do that. But I was like that. And I saw myself in him. I was like, dang, like I was like that. I used to be watching videos how you can play Xbox games on PlayStation 3. How you can do this, how you can do that. And even though I felt like you couldn't do it, I would sit there and watch them for hours, and I would try. I gave my computer aids, downloading all types of bootleg software from the Pirate Bay and LimeWire and all that. And I ended up doing it. That was crazy. I ended up doing it, but my computer got jacked up. But somehow, some way, I ended up doing it. So I just felt like by telling him that, I felt kind of bad. And it made me just sit back and just, you know, understand that, like, we shouldn't tell them. Now, it is some things that we should tell children, you know, but what if I would have kept being like, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. And he probably would have believed it. which I doubt that he won't, because he's very adamant. But what if I would have just been like, nah, you can't do that? What if somebody would have told me, nah, you can't play Xbox games on PlayStation 3? It ain't possible. Da 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 da. I don't know. But I sat back and I thought about that. Like, people, like, you gotta understand, like Will Smith, I'm gonna be cliche, like Will Smith said in The Pursuit of Happiness, don't let nobody ever tell you can't do something. Not even me. My dad used to give me them talks. Like, my dad was like a pretty, like, my dad is, I'm talking about my dad, y'all. My dad is a cool, like, individual, and he never really whooped me like that. He would give me, like, stern talking tos, and then he would just, like, talk to me like, hey, man, you don't want to do that, da 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 da. But a lot of us grew up with parents that would tell us we can't do that because, and a lot of people grew up with parents or peers that told them that they couldn't do certain stuff because that was passed down from their generation. That was passed down from their generation. And a lot of that has to do with slavery. And that's a whole different topic within itself. But growing up, but then I started to understand, like, oh, they grew up in civil rights time. Like, they grew up in a time where you couldn't do these things. You had to go work in the field. You had to go do these things because that wasn't going to pay the bill. These people were destitute, poor, broke. It wasn't no room for imagination. It wasn't no room for dreams. When your baby crying back then, you living in a shack. It wasn't no time for none of that. So I understand why grandma and them told, XYZ that. I understand why they great grandma told them this. And a lot of it was out of protection too. Because white man gonna figure out you know how to do some of this stuff. He gonna take it from you. That's what it was. It was out of protection. So I understand where a lot of that comes from. And it's so deep rooted in us that we can't get it out. It's hard to get it out. So that's why we as individuals, as the growing generation, we have to nurture that within ourselves. We got to be the ones to tell ourselves that. And the kids up under us. We got to be the ones to tell ourselves that. Because that's just, we have to break that cycle. We have to break that cycle of generational trauma. We got to heal, not hurt. And then watch kids, man. Watch kids. That'll build up so much confidence within yourself. I was watching my nephew the other day. He had the most trash video he made. It was so, but it was cool in a kid's eyes. But I was just like, in my adult mind, I'm analyzing. I'm like, this is trash. But he was so excited because he got one view on it. One view. He was like, someone viewed my thing. And he was so excited. Now, as an adult, you're going to be like, man, only one person viewed it. Da, 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 da. But he was so excited about that. He didn't have no edits, no nothing. It was just literally just him staring at the camera, just da, 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 da. But he was so excited about that one view. And I thought to myself, why can't I be that excited about one view or one like or one thing? Somebody took the time out to visit it. And even, visit the profile and click like. Why can't I be excited about that? And granted, it's hard because social media will tell you need 1 million followers, 1 million likes on your video for you to be monetized, for you to get recognition, da, 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 da. But do you like the video? Do you like your own video? Like, do you genuinely like what you put out? And if you don't, you might as well not put it out, period. And even if you don't, put it out. Put that shit out. It might be the worst video ever, but somebody gonna like it. You ever watch those videos on TikTok? It be like some of the most awkward people, and it's like a normal video, but it gets 100,000 likes or 100,000 views because, like, it's funny because it's awkward, but they don't know that it's awkward. But we know that it's just like such Napoleon Dynamite type of humor that this is like the funniest shit on earth. Like, and they just thought that this was a random video. This is just like, hey guys, it's me. I'm eating lollipops today. And that's funny to us. And I don't know why. My sense of humor is broken, but I don't know. And then they blow up off of that. They consistently just do videos. Now they're getting paid just for being awkward. It's money in being awkward. I'm telling you, look at Issa Rae. She made a whole web series called Awkward Black Girl. And look what that turned into. She didn't have all the resources. She didn't have all that. She didn't have nothing. Millions of dollars. $1 million deals. Fine as shit. Telling you, man. It starts with just your camera. You don't need all the extra shit, man. You don't need all the extra shit, man. That wasn't even 5 things. I feel like I talked about everything I need to talk about. I thought it was going to be 5, but it was actually like 4. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, I need to follow the script. Sometimes the script fucking sucks. And you just got to do what you got to do. That's just it. Sometimes you can't follow the script, bro. Sometimes you got to go off script. You got to write your own story. Sometimes you can do minor tweaks to the script. And that just make it better. You got to do that. It's okay to go off script sometimes. It's okay to do that. It's okay. Man, it's not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. None of this shit is perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. One thing I want to tell y'all, man, your top 5 things that you should be grateful for if you have it, count those. Count your blessings. I'm grateful for this car. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for all those things that make me who I am, man. And it's a billion more, but those are like just things that I want to, even though I have my struggles with my faith, I have my struggles with God, I have my struggles with everything, but like at the same time, I know that I got something up there looking out for me. And even though I'm not even religious, I just know that there's still something looking out for me up there, even though I don't even feel connected to it sometimes. But I feel that with me trying to do this, a lot of this stuff just doesn't come to me off my own mind. It's some beaming something in there, but I don't know how to end it, and I'm gonna practice on ending this. But man, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for listening to me. Shout out for top 5. Shout out, but yeah, man, this is the first video. This is the first podcast. Shout out to everybody who's listening. Shout out to everybody who ain't listening. I don't give a damn. It's okay. But I don't know how to end it.
Give me a high